Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. I felt like playing a classic random run. I haven't done one in a while, and they're always really fun, so let's go ahead and roll a random character. We've got the Jack, very strong character of course, and let's see what weapon we're using. We have Wand. Wand is not a great character for the Jack, of course. Elemental builds do suffer in terms of single target damage. And Wand in particular can suffer because the burning damage from Wand does not stack with itself. If you hit an enemy with multiple Wands, you don't get additional burning damage. So we can end up being unable to kill the really high health enemies on this character. So if we get enough elemental damage, then the base damage from our wands, just a 50% elemental scaling, should be enough to kill stuff. So I'm going to roll a couple times here. We'll take 5 harvesting. We'll buy a wand. I'm going to ban these 2 items. I'm looking for Scared Sausage, obviously the good level 1 economy items, and there's a lot of powerful level 1 items that we can use to boost elemental damage. There's snakes, scared sausages, and stuff like that. And of course, Jack benefits from a lot of the good level 1 economy items as well. So really important, I think, to just ban mediocre level 1 items to make our level 1 pool better. Do I want to leave fresh meat in the pool? We likely will be using some lifesteal. But I think I'm just going to ban it here. I really just want to improve my level 1 item quality. Ratzilla, I think, is worth buying later, but not worth locking right now, and same with the cake. So I'll leave both of those in the pool. Charcoal, of course, we do want to increase our elemental damage. Small fish, I'm just going to ban. Is charcoal worth locking? Probably not. I still think we can do better. We can get, like, really high power level 1 items, such as this coffee, for example. All right, well, we've used a lot of bans early. But we should be able to at least level our wands, and hopefully, given that we've used all those bans early, our level 1 item quality will be high enough in the shop that we'll be able to find some really good items to boost our character soon. Trees on the Jack can be a challenge. They do benefit from the increased enemy health. But you can usually get them with the 8-hit pity rule. I decided not to run off after that tree because I'd have had to give up too many other kills for it. Let's roll here. We'll take 5 harvesting, and I will roll again. Didn't find any harvesting, so I'll just take 5 luck. Getting some early luck can be strong as well. Charcoal I will leave in the pool. Gambling token, we're banning level 1 items, so I'll pass on that. And we'll roll here and roll. Wow, no wands. Baby Gecko is probably worth locking for this character. We're going to be leaving a lot of materials on the ground. Okay, we did at least get to 6 wands. That's a little unlucky. It's such a cheap weapon, and Jack has such a strong early economy that we probably should have found more than that, but in this case, we didn't. Getting some decent economy this wave. I'm looking forward to having the baby gecko so we can pick up all those materials. I'm going to roll, still looking for harvesting, but I'll take 8% damage. Level 2 damage upgrade is definitely worth grabbing. Hedgehog we can just ban out, and since we're doing that, we can get a free reroll as well, and then I'll roll here. Alien Tongue, I think we're going to go with geckos, not alien tongues, as our pickup of choice, so we'll just re-roll again, and then I will definitely take a Peaceful Bee. That increases our harvesting, and we might end up building Dodge. Jack is a really high economy character, so getting an early Peaceful Bee might incline us to build Dodge, and then we'll take a Wand here as well. Ugly Tooth, pretty nice on elemental builds. It can keep enemies off of you more easily. Defective Steroids, I feel like we can do better in terms of max HP upgrades, so we'll pass on that. When you have multiple levels of wand, so we've got a level 2 wand now, the way that burning works is when you hit an enemy with a burning effect, it will apply the highest duration and highest damage of every burning effect that's on that enemy. So when we have one level 2 wand and a bunch of level 1s, the level 1s will refresh the level 2 burning damage, so you can end up with quite a lot of damage as a result of that. I put a bunch of damage into that Curse Alien and then didn't end up killing it, and didn't get the tree either. Definitely a mistake with my movement this wave. Obviously, should have done better than that. Let's reroll here. I'm still looking for harvesting, but I guess I'll just take 2 elemental damage. The rerolls are getting expensive, and even a level 1 harvesting upgrade will still get us to 21 harvesting because we found the Peaceful Bee. This shop we're going to buy all of, and then I'll reroll. I'll lock a wand. My max HP is pretty low, so I think we can get away with a Weird Ghost, and we'll buy the Lemonade as well. What I usually like to do when I'm using multiple burning weapons, because of the way that burning works, is you're going to get your weapons all to level 2, just to ensure that they all do at least a reasonable amount of damage. And then you're going to level one of them straight to level 4 so that you can apply a really high damage burning effect that you can then refresh with every one of your weapons. Did get the Curse Alien kill that time. Making sure that everything is on fire is really important. I would love piercing shots as well, or a snake to spread this fire more easily. And obviously more elemental damage would be really nice. Nice. Boiling water is perfect. I'll reroll here. I guess I'll just take 4 regeneration. That's a lot of regen to get early. And then this goes a long way towards getting all of our weapons to level 2. Roll here. Now they are all level 2. I'll take an energy bracelet. Wand actually has 2x critical damage, and the damage scaling as you level it goes up. So in later waves, once you've leveled your wand, having high crit chance and high elemental damage, high attack speed, makes the base damage of the wands actually not bad. So energy bracelet, surprisingly good with this weapon, even though it's burning focused. Wheelbarrow is going to be good. We'll obviously need to fix our armor, but the early harvesting is really nice. Turret is worth considering. If I had found a scared sausage already, that could help set things on fire. Since we haven't, I'm not going to spend money on the turret, though. Just looking for more weapon levels, mostly. And obviously, we're still looking for snake. We're looking for the scared sausage we've already mentioned. And we're just looking for solid early game economy and stats. Getting that tree kill is really nice. We'll run over here and get this one as well. Obviously, on the jack, enemies do increase damage, so you do need to be pretty careful, especially because we have gotten a couple points of curse. So, cursed enemies on the jack, super dangerous. It multiplies all their damage even more. And we have negative movement speed, which I need to fix as well. Another Peaceful Bee is an amazing find. I'll re-roll here. I could take 7 crit chance. I could take 10 luck. I think this early, we don't need to invest that heavily in crit chance. Let's buy the economy upgrade, and then we'll re-roll here. All right, I'll take 4 more regen. Going up to 11 keeps us at pretty good regeneration. Still not going to buy the turret here. Obviously, Ice Cube is a phenomenal find. All of our damage is elemental damage, and another wand is great. And then we'll do a re-roll here as well, and we'll lock a Corrupted Shard. And going to the next wave. I believe I've done Jack with Wand already, and it was a surprisingly, not terrible run. At first glance, this looks like it's going to be incredibly hard, because it's a burning damage run on Jack with generally a fairly weak weapon. But because this character's economy is so strong, you can get the actual damage of the actual impact damage of the wand high enough, quickly enough, that you can outscale the wave, even though enemies have increased health and damage because you're playing the Jack. The Walrus is going to absorb a lot of damage, and on a healer wave, it's going to be really, really hard to take it down, so we're mostly just ignoring that. I'm trying to keep it on fire in case we can kill it, and it looks like we actually did off screen there. Do I need to roll for movement speed? I could roll for armor. We currently have 0. I could also just take 15 attack speed. I think I'm going to re-roll here. I feel like there's a lot of things that I would take over the attack speed currently. And I think, just have to take 9 movement speed, then I'll pick up 12% damage. Percent damage, of course, really important on this build as well. It affects all our burning damage and everything. So here, we're going to pick up this wand going straight to level 4 on our wands. So now we have the 9 times 29 burning damage, and the 29 burning damage from the level 4 wand will be refreshed by all of our other wands when they hit an enemy that has that effect. Definitely taking Fuel Tank. Lost Duck and Terrified Onion I'm going to pass on, but Gentle Alien, of course, we're very happy with. Gentle Alien, one of the best items for the Jack. Increased enemy count on this character is just amazing, since you have 70% reduced enemy count. So, one Gentle Alien adds 1/6 as many enemies again as you would normally get, and increases your economy by almost 20%. So I set the loot alien on fire. We're going to try to keep consistent damage on it to take it down. I'm also trying to avoid aggroing the cursed anglerfish. The anglerfish only attack you if you get too close to them. Oh, no, I did aggro it. That's pretty bad, actually. We might take a bunch of damage from it. Okay, nice. I didn't take a hit from it and didn't die, but it did absorb a lot of damage. I got too close to it, and a cursed anglerfish like that on the Jack is really dangerous. We'll recycle dynamite. We don't have anything that uses that. Let's reroll here. Ooh, 12 speed is really tempting, but I've got to take 3 armor. With 0 armor, you saw how hard enemies hit me there. Then we'll keep upgrading our wands, buy a fuel tank, and reroll. We'll take the cake for sure. I have 3 armor, and so I just don't think Stone Skin is going to be that valuable for us right now. We'll buy the loot worm here. I could take Bat. Some lifesteal isn't terrible, and we've got good harvesting, so I guess I'll lock that. Bonk Dog, I don't think is going to do anything for us, really. Again, if I had a Scared Sausage, I might take that, but I'll pass on the Bonk Dog for now. Injection, though, I'll definitely take. Although I will need to fix my max HP at some point. Obviously, we're going to be buying more armor, so the Stone Skin would gain value over time, but I am just not a big Stone Skin fan. Minus 6% attack speed is a big penalty, and max HP is typically not a stat that you should invest super heavily in on the Abyss. It's a little better on Crash Zone. But spending a lot of money for not that much maximum health until you've gotten a bunch of armor, and at the point where you've gotten a bunch of armor, you don't need that maximum health anymore, because you'll have leveled up enough and found other health upgrades. Not having Piercing or Snake is definitely making it harder to clear this wave, because there's the Hatchers putting a lot more health on the field. So that's going to cost me these loot alien kills. Really unfortunate there, but at least we made good money. I'll take 15 attack speed here, and then, sure, I'll keep buying regeneration. Level our wand to level 2, that's really nice. I'll take a turret when it gives us this reroll. It's a pretty marginal purchase, but it could help with Scared Sausages that we might find later down the line. Metal, of course, is great. This is all stats that we really want. Lemonade is awesome. We'll take a Lumberjack shirt as well. And then here, I will reduce my armor by 1 to buy another wheelbarrow, and we'll take Propeller Hat, lock the coffee for more attack speed, and I'll buy a pearl as well. For 15, I'm going to reroll here. I'm hoping to find more wands. If we could level all of those up, that would be great. A black belt, even though it cost me luck, and we're buying pearl, I think is still worth it. XP gain is really good on the Jack, because you make so much money. And the knockback on wands is actually pretty nice. If we could get 10 or so more knockback, like we find a boxing glove and a coil, then taking this item up to 20 knockback means that it actually keeps enemies off you fairly well. Knockback is also a little better on the Jack than on other characters. Still not usually a tremendous priority, but a little better. Because there's fewer enemies, so knocking one of them back actually reduces the threat to your character by quite a bit. On most characters, there's enough enemies that knocking a few of them away from you doesn't matter, because the others will still just hit you. But on the Jack, you can definitely push enemies a little more for more actual value. I'm pretty unhappy not to have found a snake or a scared sausage or a piercing shots of some kind, because it's really important to get damage spread when you're playing with elemental weapons, which don't spread damage very well. Here I'm going to reroll, and I think I'd better just take 9 max HP. My max HP was very poor. And we'll buy all of these. We'll take a roll. I would love to buy Particle Accelerator, but this is a random run, so we can't do that. And then we'll roll again here. We'll take a Bean Teacher as well. A Cursed Coral is worth a lot of regeneration when you're standing still, of course. But I just really dislike using Coral, so I'm going to pass on it. I'll take a coupon here. Bone Dice, I think, will be worth locking. We'll end up with a lot of percent damage from it. There's basically no chance I kill this elite, right? Even with the Jax bonus. Oh, no, actually, all right. We're doing decent damage to it. So maybe we can kill it. Trying to focus it down a little bit here. It's going to get harder as the wave progresses, because there will be more other things to attack. We also have already used up our Ice Cube bonus on it, and this elite gets much harder to focus damage on in its second stage, which requires you to back away from it. So I think we're not quite going to be able to kill it. Maybe if I had focused it down a little bit more at the beginning, but it just doesn't seem safe to try to fight this elite. One of the more dangerous ones. And our weapon is very poorly suited for it. Came a lot closer than I thought I would, and probably should have tried to focus more damage on it that wave. But given the position I was in, it didn't seem correct to put myself in more danger. We'll take some crit chance here. We'll buy definitely the economy items. A rat, I think I will take. And compass, do I need that? I guess not. Let's reroll. Okay, I'll take the eye patch. It's not an amazing way to get piercing shots, but piercing shots are really important. And we do have 10% crit chance. I'll also buy Pocket Factory. This is just for fun. If you're strictly trying to win here, you shouldn't buy Pocket Factory, probably. Though, if we do end up finding a scared sausage, then it will, of course, work out well. So the cursed blobfish is going to drop some lampreys, and the way that the jack works, you still get a decent number of lampreys, especially because we have one gentle alien, so that actually ended up spawning 3. Normally, you would usually see 2 there on the jack, but because we have a gentle alien, we're getting 3, which is making killing the blobfish really dangerous. I'll take 10 luck here, and then 2 more elemental damage. I definitely need to boost that. We'll buy Pocket Factory and Shady Potion. We'll roll. More elemental damage, definitely. Obviously, leveling our wand's really important as well, and we'll take a Boiling Water. Do I want the acid? I think not. Knockback is something I'm interested in. Dodge might be something we're interested in, and 50 HP is getting there. Mouse is great. That's going to be a lot of healing and a lot of economy for us, of course. And I think Jelly Shield, when you're playing the Jack, is actually pretty good, because Jelly Shield is at its best against elites and bosses, which this character does need to be able to avoid the damage from those, since they have increased damage. And because this character's economy is so strong, spending money on an item that normally is less impactful on your raw stats just doesn't matter as much, because it represents less of a waste. So we got the curse alien kill. There's still the loot alien, but we were able to take that one down as well. And then I'm going to pick up materials here. Obviously, our loot worm is going to pick up some of the materials, but we're still going to try to help it out. Let's re-roll here. Nice. 4 armor. That's exactly what we needed. And then I could take 15 attack speed, 12 damage, 15 luck. All of those are reasonable. I think I'm going to roll here, though, because I want more elemental damage. So I'm going to roll for base elemental damage, if possible, and we'll take 3 of that. We'll buy the mouse. We'll buy the jelly shield. Little frog, and reinforced steel, obviously we don't want. Little frog, do I want that? I think not. I think it's a little late for the little frog. Frozen heart. So this will vastly decrease our burning damage, but increase our elemental damage, our crit damage, and at this point, we're actually more, I think, interested in the base damage of our weapons than the burning ticks. So I think we do want the Frozen Heart. I'll lock the energy bracelet as well, and then we'll re-roll. And I'll buy a fertilizer. Nah, it's probably not worth locking fertilizer going into wave 14. If I could buy it right now, I would, but we wouldn't be able to buy it until next wave. Our economy is already really strong. And it costs me a look at another item in the shop as well, since we have to lock it. Took a hit there, but we can back off and get some consumable healing. You can see that our actual weapon damage is now much more of a... much greater a proportion of our damage output, because our burning ticks half as often. Need to back off here because I took a bunch of hits. Definitely going to need some more healing as well. Had to navigate fairly tight path there. All right, so I'm starting to feel like we're falling a little behind. An eye patch is nice. I will take a bean teacher. We'll take a blindfold as well. Works well with our eye patch. I'm going to roll here, and although we have double eye patch, so crit chance is really good, I think attack speed is actually more important right now. Take the energy bracelet. We'll take the fish hook. Claw tree, I think I will buy. Crit chance matters a lot to us. We'll buy the ritual here for sure, and boiling water, and we'll take another claw tree. We're passing on the fertilizer, and then we're rolling, and I'll take 2 wands and a lure. Celery tea is okay normally on the jack because it's additive with the increased enemy health, so the jack normally just adds... basically triples enemy health, and Celery Tea takes that from 2.75 to 3.75, so it's not as big an increase proportionally, but at this point, I think I really just need to focus on damage. Alright, so this is the hardest elite that we could have rolled overall. Just the hardest to dodge its attacks. Generally, I think this is by far the hardest elite on Abyssal Terrors. Our Jelly Shield is doing pretty well, and because I have increased our initial damage, we're doing alright. Back off and get that. I actually think our Jelly Shield has saved us a lot of hits so far this wave. Normally, I'm not super impressed with that item, but I think it worked out where we took like 4 fewer hits fighting that elite than I would have otherwise, and that's definitely worth it. And that's with just the 1 Jelly Shield. If we get more, I think it'll be really helpful. So kind of a fun thing to see an item that's usually somewhat weak do way more. Greek Fire, of course, we'll take, even though our burning ticks half as often. That's still going to massively help us kill elites. And let's reroll. I actually am going to take 60 range here. On burning weapons, having higher range can be good, and we got a level 4 range upgrade up against not much, so I think it's worth picking up there. I'll take 20 luck here. It also gives me some damage. Candy Bag, a little bit dangerous, of course, because we could get double elites, which for the Jack is really scary. But the extra stats are really good. The only things that we don't care about are melee and ranged damage, basically. Every other stat we're pretty happy to grab. We'll take this wand, and then we'll upgrade to a cursed level 4 wand, so that'll give us the highest possible burning damage output. And let's keep upgrading here. We'll buy a lemonade. Still passing on the bonk dogs because we don't have a scared sausage, so there's not much point in that. Definitely take a fuel tank. Pile of books. I do care a lot about crit chance, but I think we can pass on all of these, and we'll reroll, and I guess I'll lock the duct tape. If I get a cursed scar, will I hit level 30? We're definitely hitting 25. I think we will hit level 30 if the scar gets cursed, so even this late, I think we'll probably buy it. We might even hit level 30 if it doesn't get cursed, because we're playing the Jack, and we have a lot of extra XP gain. Alright, so now our damage has started really showing up. We're able to actually take these enemies down. So we kind of turned a corner there. I was falling behind a little bit, but that was because we had invested pretty heavily in economy, and now that economy has kicked in. Suddenly we're strong. Definitely want to kill this loot alien and as many of the curse aliens as we can that have spawned this wave. Get one more here before the end of the wave. Nice. So we picked up some curse. We got a bunch of crates. Take some more armor here. It looks like I'm probably not building dodge, so I'll take the little frog here. I'll keep taking claw trees. I'm going to recycle the coral. I will take 4 more regeneration. I still need more healing. And then here, I think just 4 more elemental damage. The more I boost that, the quicker we're going to kill these elites, which are what we're really worried about. Great to get 2 items cursed off our fishhook. And then we'll roll. We'll buy a coupon. I'll take a black flag as well. That's going to be a lot of money, mostly because it's increased enemy spawns. And also, of course, the downsides of the black flag are additive. So the black flag increasing enemy health and damage by 10% is just additive with what the Jack already does. Let's buy a goldfish. I could lock a mirror because we're gonna reroll into a goldfish, and maybe there's some stuff I want to mirror here, but I think I'm just gonna reroll. Alright, well, a cursed wand I'm pretty happy with. A cursed celery tea this late. Do I want that going into the elite wave? I think we're gonna buy the cursed wand. I probably do want the cursed celery tea next wave. Even still, that might get us to level 30, just buying even more XP gain. So now our damage is high enough that we should be able to take elites out pretty reliably. It is kind of fun that Wand has this like 2-stage approach to it. In the early game, it's just for setting enemies on fire because the initial damage does nothing. But as you level it and as you build up your stats, suddenly the initial damage becomes the big draw of this weapon, because it gets 100% elemental damage scaling on attack when you hit level 4 with it. And it's a fairly long range, pretty high damage attack once you've built up a bunch of elemental damage with good scaling and everything. Kind of like Taser, where early on you're really weak, but later on it turns into just a pretty powerful weapon. Okay, well, Seashell does work with our wands, so we do get to take Seashell, which is awesome here. Do I want 6 max HP? Probably. I do want to be a little higher in terms of max health, but I'll take 5 crit chance over more max health here. So we'll buy the celery tea, we'll buy the lucky charm, of course. Not, I'm going to pass on. We could take it here, it would be pretty powerful, but obviously I want to find more cursed and fun weapons. Buy more crit chance, we'll reroll. A bag this late, do I want that? I think it won't pay off. We do have a lot of luck, but it's still not going to be incredible. We'll take the lucky coin here. Now I wish I had taken the bag. But lucky coin going up to 200 luck, obviously, is going to be really nice. Now, I believe it doesn't work with Pearl. Pearl only cares about permanent luck, and the luck from lucky coin isn't permanent. So, we don't get the extra % damage there. but just a bunch of extra luck is still really good. So our turret, our pocket factory, these never worked out because we never found scared sausage. I mentioned in a recent video that I think they really need one more scared sausage equivalent item in the game. Now that they've added more items to the game, and there's so many more things that care about elemental damage synergy as well, rolling for specifically that one item feels really bad when you miss it. And there's so many builds that want it. So adding a second opportunity to get something similar that does burning damage on hit or turns your damage into elemental damage, I think would be really good for the health of the game. A suggestion someone made in the comments that I really liked was, what if we just made an elemental version of Rip and Tear, so it explodes into elemental burning damage when you kill enemies, similar to how the chef works. And I think that would be exactly the type of thing that we're looking for in order to make elemental builds a little more reliable. Fishhook going into the last wave, or second last wave, is not going to have time to pay off, and with only 20 regen, our healing is actually not great, so I'm avoiding the weird ghost here. We'll hit level 30 without the diploma, so no need to pick that up. Cauldron, do I want that? Probably. Small magazine is actually kind of interesting as well. Attack speed, really powerful, but I think we can do a little bit better. I'll take a tentacle here. Crit chance, still good for us. Little muscly dude we can pass on. Alright, well, I'll buy an hourglass for sure. So let's buy the wand. We will buy the hourglass, and then I could buy power generator. I think I'd rather curse power generator, so we do have a fish hook. I guess I would have liked to buy the second fish hook, because we're getting 2 cracks at more stats here. I'll buy a boxing glove as well. It works. I talked about how knockback is pretty good. So I do need to be aware we have pretty poor healing. We're going to be at 1 HP, and this is a candy bag game. So we could easily roll into a random elite this wave, which could be really dangerous. It looks like we didn't, but obviously when we're at 1 HP and my health is this low, playing the Jack, we're still in range of getting one shot, I think. Enemies will be doing about 30 damage to me this wave, especially like a cursed enemy. So now we should be out of the danger zone, but I did need to play pretty cautiously at the start of that wave, especially because there was a good chance that we spawned an elite there. Well, a 10% chance. But a 10% chance if you're not paying attention and would die if it happened, is basically 100%, as we all know. Wheelbarrow at this point, not worth it. I could take more crit chance. So my wands are critting, yes, 61% of the time. I guess I will just keep buying crit chance. At this point, it's actually a really efficient way to increase our damage. I do need more armor, though, so I'll take the level 2 armor. Sadly, power generator didn't get cursed, but I'll still pick it up. We'll take the mutation here. I'll roll. Pile of books. I'm going to grab that just to remove it from the pool. It's already shown up twice. And then I'll take another lemonade. I'll roll here. Another wand upgrade. That's great. So we'll buy this, and I'll lock the level 1 wand. Obviously, we'll upgrade it anyways, but if it gets cursed, even better. Cyberball, not great on the Jack, given that there are fewer enemies on the field, so fewer things will be dying. And obviously, Grind's Magical Leaf doesn't do anything going into the last wave, unless we get another hourglass. Zero candy bag elites so far, unfortunate. We're now strong enough that we would love to see those, just more red items for us, basically for free. I do like that we got, like, every cool red item for this build. We got Greek Fire, we got Seashell, we got Hourglass. So this has been a run where we've seen just a lot of really fun red items. And this is also one of the best eye patch games I've had. We've ended up building a lot of crit chance, and we needed the piercing shots really badly. So this is a really strong showing for eye patch. Normally an item that I'm not like a huge fan of. I'll take the lighthouse. It works fine. It works well with Pocket Factory, obviously. Not a big concern, but mostly we won't see it again in the next shop. I think I will just take 6 max HP. Going over 70 puts us out of range of getting one-tapped by the boss, probably. We'll keep upgrading our wands. I'll take the bait. So cursed bait is really dangerous because it doesn't say this on the item, but when you curse a bait, more lampreys appear. So you do have to be really careful. Oh, sure. Here's the scared sausage just to insult us. I'll take the blood leech as well. So you do have to be really careful buying cursed bait. But our percent damage was fairly low, so increasing that did seem like it would be really good. Ratzilla, not bad. It scales with our frozen heart damage, and now we have a scared sausage. I'll take the sad tomato as well. Yes, we'll start at lower health, but this just makes us a lot safer by giving us some regeneration. And then here, do I want the cursed bottomine, or do I want the alloy? I think the cursed bottomine is actually more damage because we have the lighthouse. So that's kind of fun. If not, it's going to be not terrible. A cursed eye patch would have been great. Eye surgery, of course. I mean, this shop would have been awesome, but we're going into wave 20, so let's just jump in. Okay, I do need to back off and grab some consumable healing here because I took a couple hits. Walked into a few too many attacks, and then we can finish off Whaley there. And there we go. That's the Jack with wands. That is honestly a really fun run. I think navigating the early game is interesting, and then you get really strong in the end game. And runs that let you do stuff like that, I think, are always really fun. 50k damage on our wand, on our curse level 4 wand in the last wave. And actually, yeah, 8k on the bottom line, not bad, given that we had it for exactly one wave, and that wave was 10 seconds long. Scared sausage, 8,500. We did 10 healing with the tentacle. Never got an extra candy bag elite, but obviously the bonus stats are good. Surprisingly, 180 materials from the black flag, even with the Jack's reduced enemy spawns, and then obviously plus 10% enemies and more curse, which is the real bonus of this weapon, or this item, paid off immensely. Seashell was great, extra projectiles. When this item works, it's great. Still, I would love if this was changed to work with structures and pets. The fact that it doesn't is really disappointing to me. 300,000 damage on Greek Fire, so very good there. Our Jelly Shield blocked 46 projectiles, but was actually really nice in that one elite wave. So maybe I have to reconsider Jelly Shield for runs like this. I generally think it's still a very weak item, but there are times when it can be pretty good. Bag for 240, not bad. Bone Dice, a little below par there. And we got 3 items from Treasure Map. Also a little below average, I think, given how early we got that, but still an incredible pickup. Loot Worm wildly overperforming its normal range with 360 bonus materials there, and we saved almost 1,000 off of our triple coupon. Alright, my friends, hope that you've enjoyed this run, and of course, if you have, then feel free to leave a comment and hit that like button. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.